Well, welcome back, everybody. Chris Gault here, Healthy Living with Chris Gault, and it's Tuesday, so it's time for Tips with the Health Coach. And today we're going to talk about healthy eating habits, so stay tuned. All right, so we're here at the beach. We're practicing safe social distancing practices because we don't want it to make this virus get any worse. And so we're here to talk about healthy eating habits. And since Robin, you're the coach, I'm just going to say, take her away, baby.
Sure, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you.
I love talking about healthy eating habits. I actually spend most of my day talking about it, so I'm thrilled to be here to share it with you today. So I think that there are three main components of healthy eating habits, and that is portion control, how often we eat, so the frequency of how often we eat, and a balanced diet. So I'm going to start with portion control. If you think about going out to a restaurant, and I can tell you that the portions that you get at most restaurants is probably good for 2 to 3 servings. So you have to be very, very cognizant of what the proper portion is. So when I talk to my clients and I tell them if they're going to eat chicken breast, and I tell them that they should have 6 ounces of chicken breast, they're surprised at how much 6 ounces of chicken breast really is. It's a lot. But if I tell them what the portion size of pasta is, and it's 1/3 of a cup, they're pretty surprised there too, because no one just eats 1/3 of a cup of pasta. So why bother, actually? But you can have it, there's nothing wrong with it, but you need to make sure that you have the right portion. It's the same thing with fruit. You could sit there and eat grapes and, just keep eating and eating and eating and eating. Well, before you know it, you've eaten the whole bag. I can tell you that's not a portion. All right? So just be very, very cognizant of what the proper portion size is of everything you eat. The second thing I like to talk about is the frequency of how often we eat. So I recommend that you eat every 2 to 3 hours. What that does for you is, and small meals every 2 to 3 hours. And what that does for you is it levels out your blood sugars throughout the entire day. And when you do that, you don't have spikes and dips and spikes and dips. And what those spikes and dips do to you is it gives you cravings and it makes you hungry. So if you get rid of those dips and spikes and you keep it all level throughout the day, you don't get hungry and you don't have cravings for bad food. Instead, you fill yourself up with nutrient-dense calories. The other thing it does for you is it keeps your metabolism revved up all day long. And if you're doing that, you're burning fat, you are staying focused, you don't have brain fog. It's all around really good for you to keep your metabolism going all day long. A lot of people say that, I'm getting older, my metabolism is slowing down. Well, we can absolutely reset your metabolism by feeding yourself every 2 to 3 hours. Which brings me to the last thing. Yes, you need to feed yourself every 2 to 3 hours, but you have to feed yourself the right things. So you can't, go to McDonald's and then 3 hours later go to Burger King and snacking on Twizzlers, right? That's not going to do it for you. You have to eat a balanced diet, and that means you have to have the right amount of protein, carbs, and fats. And when I say that, I mean you have to have lean protein, you have to have good carbs, and you have to have healthy fats. So some examples of lean protein is chicken or fish or pork loin or tofu, and you'd be surprised again what the right portions of these are. Then healthy carbs, broccoli, cauliflower, salads, but you don't want to overdo it on that either. Even though they're healthy, you don't want to overdo the portions on your carbs. Even though they're healthy carbs and they're veggies, people a lot of times don't think, broccoli is a carb? Well, yeah, it is, And so you want to have the right portion of that as well. If you're not in a weight loss part of your life, then certainly you can have other carbs like grains, bread, pasta, potatoes. But again, the key, the right portion. So you need to keep all of these three components that I'm talking about. You need to remember all three of them, not just one. And then I come to healthy fats. So some examples of healthy fats are avocado, olive oil, black olives, things like that. So we want to keep all of these in mind when we think about healthy eating habits. And the last thing I'm going to mention is hydration and water. That's very, very important. That's a very important habit of health for eating healthy. But we talked about that last week. So I'm just going to refer you back to the video on hydration from last week. And that's what I got.
All right. Well, since there was 3 parts to this today, that was triple awesome. So you get the triple awesome award this week. So we really appreciate that. Also, if anyone out there wants to, lose weight, if they can come to you and talk to you about the program that you have that can help them out in getting to their goals, right?
Yeah, and not just losing weight, just learning healthy eating habits as well.
Right.
So you could be at your optimal weight, but maybe you're not eating properly, and I can help with that as well.
Okay, and so I'll leave in the description below your information. It's really on Facebook, and we'll make sure you have it on there so that people can go and they can come check you out.
Great, thank you.
All right, well, thanks again, and I guess we'll see you next week, everybody. See you later. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button, and also please subscribe and click on the notification button to get all this great content that's coming up every week. Thank you.